Hi guys, it's Charity. Okay, let's talk about what's happening in South Africa's economy currently. That's gonna affect you when you're applying for car finance. Okay, we having 5 elements that we're gonna discuss with is which is interest rates with the repo rate of 6.75%, and we're going to a rent volatility and inflation, load shedding, and business lending. It's very tight currently, like the issue that's happening with ITC. So we're gonna start by the interest rate. So the interest rate currently in South Africa at the Reserve Bank, the repo rate is on 6.75, and the prime rate it's on 10 with Nedbank, which is MFC. So inflation risk and global war, it causes the fuel prices to rise more and more. So that is the disadvantage, because those ones who are paying lower installment like 3.5, then it can increase to 3.8 because of the bank charges are increasing by 10%, and plus they're making the loans that you're gonna apply the bit more expensive for customers. But the good thing is those who having a good credit profile, they can able to get a prime rate of 10 or less than 9%. Okay, we're going to inflation, how the inflation is affecting customers. Now it's on 3%. We're expecting it to rise to 4% and plus, which is not good for our South African customers who want to buy cars in finance. So what can be the cause? What can be the disadvantage? Our bills, grocery bills are rising up. Bank affordability is dropping down, meaning that we're getting low rates of approvals, client to approve. They are very low, especially now with the issue of Standard Bank. It's rising more and more, meaning that it can happen that there's none approval from clients who apply for finance with Standard Bank, which is bad. Okay, then it can increase faster than inflation, which is you can qualify better to those who's maintaining their credit reports. Then the disadvantage is that so meaning that when the inflation rises, your salary should rise, which is unlikely to most of companies in South Africa. Then we're going to load shedding, electricity costs. What does it or how does it affect you as a customer? So the rising electricity tariff, it's too much. Have you bought electricity before? It's too much. And plus the energy issue with routers. If you go through and read at Reuters, what's the cause on how it affects small businesses. So on small businesses, the income drops about 20 to 50% in South Africa in reality. And banks see unstable income, they decline the deals of self-employed. That's what we're facing currently. My self-employed, they're getting decline. And I'm stable earners, it's only government who's winning, and private sector, it's low risk. So I'm a higher approval, we're getting them on government employees, which is gonna affect the market in a bad way. And then we're going to business lending tide, as I was mentioning this issue of ITC, which is they lending white people mostly than black. I'm not sure with it, but I just read it. The lending, it's favoring the whites instead of the blacks. So the disadvantage now, the self-employed are not getting finance so easily. They're getting a higher rejection rate, and salary clients are getting approved better than them, which is, I'm a self-employed, they're making a lot of money than employed, but still they're favoring the employees one. Okay, I'm a bank conscious due to slow growth, so the GDP is not looking good at the year of 2026. It's on 1.4% currently. But the advantages is strong businesses still qualify for Access Finance and fleet. So if your business wants bought a fleet cars, they can easily get approved without a problem. That's why we encourage people to buy a car, not the car that they want, and then they're gonna upgrade, especially the self-employed and the business owners. Then we're going to the last one, which is the rand volatility, which it affects the global conflicts, including the fuel price and the market uncertainty. So it disadvantages you on the imported cars. So most of the cars are imported, especially the one that you love the most. The one that you love the most, yay, you know which ones. So they are increasing by 5 to 15% interest. So the higher the deposit they're gonna require by the bank for you to approve on the models and the Jayacos, the one that you love. Yes, that one. So the advantages is that the rent strengthens more, interest and inflation improve, and cheaper finance. So our rent is very weak currently. Our rent is very weak, but the good thing is, let's hope the economy will rise so we can get more approvals for car, because getting car it's very hard now because of the inflation and the issue that I've just mentioned. But still, it's possible to get approved with a good credit report. So if you're looking to buy a car for the next 3 months that's coming, you better start now planning and manage your credit profile, which is we also offer those services. Thank you and bye. If you have any question or assistance in credit building, you can just inbox me, then I will assist more. So we usually help you improve the credit profile, and then we get you a car, which is a combo. Thank you guys. Bye.